I think so. Today the plan is gonna be to get an introduction to GitHub and source tree and version control and how to commit on the repository and how to create a pull request. Or I think most of you have created issues already, but we can still look at that, how we deal with that. So that was a Google document I was putting on the Slack. So with the prerequisite that when that's really speed up things if they're already down. And so the plan for today was kind of like what I was saying for today. Like, and also and last point is that how do you run Simpeg or Discretizer or kind of like any repository from your machine instead of from GitHub? So you can make edits.
You can choose that. You can choose that. You can.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. So I haven't prepared really for that, but we're gonna just go on the fly. So I guess first thing first, we can go to GitHub if you have an account already. And we're just gonna create a fake repository and post something on it.
So should we go in our own repositories to just?
Yeah. We're not gonna do much with it, but just like so you can just go through the step of how to interact with the GitHub repo.
So we should go to the Simpeg.
Oh, just
your own GitHub.
Yeah, we're just gonna create a repository and post on it. Just create a fake one, just to see. We're gonna take a look at the Simpeg one after, but we don't want to commit like junk on the Simpeg repo. Well, we could create a branch and then delete it, but.
So it would really be creating an entirely new repository in our own GitHub program.
So here, like you have an easy access, like in here, like with the plus sign, create a new repository.
And we just call it anything?
Tutorial Simpeg and my initials.
I'm gonna call mine dummy.
Dummy, that's good.
Dummy repository for GitHub tutorial. And you can choose public or private. Public one are free, private you have to pay for it usually.
Yeah.
Or if you're a student, I think you have a right for one private, something like that.
What does it mean? He asked initialize this repository with a README.
Oh, it's just like you can add it. It's just like if you want to add a description in it, that's gonna be
that's
actually
good practice. I suppose to do that.
Yeah, I think so. Added getting none, and if you have a license, for example, I know for Git like the most permissive one for Git that we use for Simpeg, for example, it's the MIT one, which is pretty much like you can use that for everything.
Okay.
Like you have the authorization to use that for anything. But there are tons of other licenses. I don't know much about it. But I know sometimes we use also the BSD something, like where like it has more like maybe more restriction on the commercial side of things. But after that it's you might not have that in your repository for your own repository, like this Travis thing. We don't care about it right now. I'm just gonna. I cannot even. Whatever. No, you don't have to have it. It's just so Travis is it's our tester. It's like so for example in Simpeg we will start after, but every time we write something new we write a test for it. Yeah. Like we have a special repository in Simpeg test, and Travis is basically the service provider that's gonna run the test on a cloud. Okay. And it's gonna say if your tests are passing, that it's compiling, or if it's failing. And basically, if you commit something new, that's how you check that you're not breaking something from before.
Okay, but why can't you do that locally, actually? Why do you have to do that on another server with some...
Or because it tested for different version of Python, it tested for, for different...
So it's like testing on several
Yeah.
versions of setups of computers.
Yeah. So this is like the required test. When you do a pull request with Simpeg, like we have several tests, some are optional, but this is the required one, is the repository working?
Yeah.
That's the one you want to always pass. After that, we have test about coverage. It's like, okay, what percentage of line are you actually testing, and how many lines are not tested? Stuff like that. So this one, we try always to increase it, but it's not a... And then we have tests about, is it well written and stuff like that. But this is a very essential one. So for me, I have an account on Trevis, so everything, like just why I have it is like, I have an account on Trevis and it's linked to my GitHub account, so it tests everything that I create.
Okay, and so if we're not required to do so, but if we would post something for a pull request, this would happen.
Well, Simpeg has it, so Trevis, like even if you don't have a Trevis account, like Simpeg will test what you put on Simpeg. Just saying why I have it for my personal repository.
Good to know.
Okay. So you see the README that it creates. This is it. It creates a README file, and that's what is displayed as a description here. Okay. So great. We have a repository on GitHub. So now I would like to interact with it. So that's when. So we're gonna start by. You have this button, close or download. So we're gonna actually clone it. You can use it you can close with SSH or HTTPS. HTTPS is probably easier for you. It's basically automatic. SSH is actually better because this but you need to create a SSH key on your computer and link it with your GitHub account, because what it's do for example, if you do a HTTPS connection, you will need to authentify every time you interact with a private repository, which we do have in this laboratory for our commercial code. So as I don't want to log in every time I commit to this private repository, the SSH key is doing it automatically, which HTTPS, it's super easy for public repository, but it's a pain for private. So, but you need to create a key. So for you, it's probably easier to use HTTPS. And for now, just copy this. This address, like Control C.
Write all those things down. Or is this actually also in the tutorial or not? Because like he was mentioning, Evan was mentioning there was something already on development.
Yes, I put that in the Google Doc for today. That was part of the prerequisite to read those pages.
Yeah, but this kind of stuff, the why this connection, is that?
No, like that's probably not part of it, because it's more like how you interact personally with GitHub. Like us, it's not our job to website to describe everything.
I think I'll just write those things down as well.
Okay, so but just copy paste. For me, I'm gonna use the SSH, but you can use the HTTPS. So just copy that and open. And now we're gonna open source tree.
Where do we put it in source tree?
Okay, so is that what you see right now? Like you can have different tabs when you have different. So source tree is basically a GUI, a graphic interface to interact with Git repositories that they have on GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. So it's because all those operations you can do it in a command line, but it's much like obviously at the beginning much easier if you use a sort of a graphic interface, and it's basically doing that for you. And so like if I, for example, so I have a lot of simple, like I have a lot of GitHub repositories. So that's like all the list of GitHub repository I'm following and testing, etc. But for example, we can look at the discretized one, and that's what it will look like. So we can see the tree of commits. So we see like, okay, I see.
Commit again? Sorry, this vocabulary I don't know very well.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. So a commit is basically a post of some sort of code or description, etc. Okay. It's like when you update
a new piece.
A new piece, yeah. So and this is not like a pull request. Like usually you will commit several times. Oh, you have done a small portion, you're gonna commit it, etc. But like in a pull request will be made of several commits. That's like consistent. So like, for example, I see that Devon posted like recently like a new inner product example. So, and that's the file he posted, or somebody made, I don't know, like you add something to a file, so you see that it changed some lines, etc. So like the minus is like what it deleted, the plus what it added. So you can see the diff. You can see what has changed at each commit. And right now I'm on master, but we can see here like what's called remote in origin. This is all the different branches that people are working on, like with different tools or fixes that are coming.
These are copies of the same code, but with different changes.
Yes, exactly. So, and we're gonna come to that later, but this is like like those branches is a crucial part. You have the master branch. This is what you're gonna get from pip. And when you do development, you do it on branches before like you merge together to the master branch. But so right now we just want to connect with our new repository. So what you're gonna do is that you can do a clone, and we're gonna copy paste like in the direction the address we just copied. And then after that, you need to tell it where to put it. That's gonna create a folder on your machine where to put that repository. So for me, I have actually like
I got a message, accept server's key. Says the key for GitHub.com hasn't been cached yet, and this has caused the process to fail.
in Source3?
Yeah.
Oh, you might need to, actually you might need to add your GitHub. You might need to add to your GitHub login information in Source3.
I didn't have to do it. I'm logged in already. Yeah, probably I'm logged in automatically. Are you logged in? To your GitHub already?
Sure. Well, online.
Okay. At the bottom, I can see my account, so I suppose that I'm. Do you have this here?
Yeah. So for example, if I go in the option, I can see like this is my full name and address, and I can see I can see my. I can see my authentication.
Yeah, maybe you should see if your account or your GitHub account is already linked.
That's in tools.
Where is that skill where you found it?
So I went to tools, option, and authentication.
It only has Bitbucket here, so I need to add it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a big bucket. It's also a Git repository, but this is a different service provider.
Yeah, I don't have it too actually. No, look in my accounts, I only have this, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this here, yeah. Yeah, the second one. That's why I think this new thing of, I'll probably look into that after Source3, but this new thing of GitHub itself, like GitHub desktop seems to be quite practical for this.
I think it's fairly new when we start, when I think like a few years ago it did not exist and we just didn't transition to anything. Also, you see at some point we had both Bitbucket and GitHub account. Now we just all GitHub, but at the end of the day, just do the same thing. Like,
Yeah. The
Like-
advantage of the other is that you can use other technical cards.
Yes, exactly, because all that source3 is doing is basically calling command line and adding a graphic interface in it. Like everything we're gonna do today in source3, you can do it in a command line. You can actually do more in the command line type of things, but it's more advanced and not required really at the beginning. I do admit I've stopped to use source3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do it in the command line because it's
Faster probably if
It's
you're
faster.
anyway there.
like if I know what I'm doing, it's faster. And there are things that I'm able to do in the command line that I cannot do in source3.
Yeah.
Especially when you start to have like the same repository, but that is copied several times, and you want to synchronize across repositories. That's source3. Like source3 works per
Sounds like a
repository.
nightmare. Why would you do that?
Yeah, for many reasons. You want to make sure that one stays the same, or you want to.
Already?
So for you, it worked. Did you succeed to copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was the straight actually that you could look at this.
I connected the GitHub account,
Yeah.
but
And so you show the destination part?
which one should I?
It already tells you there, I thought this is not a valid.
Yeah. But
What did I copy?
this is the one right from. I just copied it from only the SSH.
Right. And you showed.
Did you copy the SSH or the HTTP?
You did SSH, you should do HTTPS.
Try the HTTP, yeah. Because for the SSH, you need to create a SSH
I will
key
actually
on
Just
your
the line for
computer.
that point on the tutorial. I'll tell them.
Sure.
If here you just write this
I'll
like
go
in
for
2
that.
lines, like if you were just explain in 2 sentences what you said on SSH and HTTPS, I think it would be good because it's probably an error that people that don't know will all make.
Right.
Yeah, but Simpeg is a public repository, so you don't have to use SSH.
Yeah, so it's good to write. You can use HTTPS.
You can use both.
Yeah, okay, but I know, but you know what that means. But people, like in the beginning, it's all kind of stuff. If you just write one sentence here, like easiest is to use.
I think for you by default, it should have shown you the.
No, it shows SSH.
Oh, okay.
SSH.
Interesting.
Should I make a GitHub folder as well?
As you wish. Like for me, just like as you've seen, I might have like 30, 50 GitHub repositories.
Really?
So not on my own, but like I've Simpeg, discretized. I might have played with
Parts of your own
with
code.
a SciPy, and I have added stuff to scikit-learn and stuff like that. So when I want to do that often, I just copy the repository.
I'm still in the last step, new repository, and after that clone.
Mm-hmm.
And the clone just pulls in everything from the internet and puts it on.
And
Yes.
clone with HTTPS, which address?
That's the one that you have to copy on the website.
See the
I listen the best at you.
Hmm?
I'm the best listener.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have it.
It works?
I'm the laziest students in this class.
Something happened.
Something happened?
Well,
Yeah.
let's wait the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we have this. So, and I can click on master right now, and we have one commit, which is like our initial commit when we created the repository. So right now we have a license file and the README file. That's what we created so far. If you wish, you can just click on Explorer here, and that's just gonna open the folder in your window Explorer.
Yeah.
So you see, like in document here in GitHub and dummy, that's what I have right now. Where are you, Vaid?
And so this README he created automatically while we click this is the idea that we just fill this out in an editor. ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, so
And
that's
yeah,
it's all
you
it's
write
just
some things on your code, like basic information.
yeah. So if you wish, we can look at the Simpeg GitHub. So if we look at the Simpeg repository, like the README is actually much more.
It's actually the first page on the website.
Yes, of the GitHub webpage. Yes, so like here we can see that this is Travis we were talking about. It says it's passing. It says that we are testing 70% of all the lines. Our code quality is B according to some metric. This is our DOI. This is a link to the Slack channel. This is a link to the Google Group. This is a link to the YouTube channel. And then we have all the description and video description, the citation, and yeah. So this is a fairly documented README.
Okay.
So you can put all of that in the README. Right now for us, the README is this. Okay, so we can actually start to do something. So so here, this is Sublime. So this is just a fancy text editor that we all use here. So I'm just gonna open the new folder that I created. Okay, so I'm just gonna close the previous one. Okay, so this is just a text editor, but you can write like, as you see, you can write like plain text, Pascal, MATLAB, Python, whatever you wish.
Cool.
So right now it doesn't matter really what we do, but I don't know, like we can make a very, like let's say we write a Python file and I'm gonna do something very, like if I do Python, you see it's gonna emphasize on the known function of Python. So if I want to define a function, like okay, Dave. Like if I want to just describe a function, the hello world and like print.
In the meanwhile, so if I understand it well, you could even work on a Word document in GitHub and have like a master Word document and branches of your Word document with several edits, and then at some point integrate parts people have done. Would that also be possible?
Yeah, I'm doing my thesis like that.
Yeah, I really okay. So, and how does that work? And then the thing keeps on recognizing new parts and old parts. That's the yeah.
That's the version control part. And if things are happening like on the two different branches at the same time and merge, it's gonna be smart enough to merge it. Or if it sees that like the same line has been modified differently twice, it's gonna tell you have a conflict. You have to make a decision of which line to keep. Okay, it's gonna yell at you for that.
And you say I work like that for my thesis, but is that so? Doug also has his GitHub and he edits on that.
No, it's just for me that I mean for me it's in a private repository, and for me it's just it's saved on the cloud. So if my hard drive is
but it's not that you do this kind of commits and stuff on text documents.
I do the commit part, but like I mean, yeah, I have one branch. I don't have like several branch, but
no, but just to have a bit like an idea.
For me, I just use it like as a cloud.
It could be used for any project on which you collaborate, and people have to act on files actually.
Yeah.
Instead of having several versions floating around.
Yeah, like but I'm thinking of something like Google Drive, but it's actually that, but you'll see
Google Docs are much easier if you have several people working at the same time on it.
Yeah.
Because like you can see where people are, etc.
Yeah, but still it's not so easy. Like here you will really have a track of what is happening where.
But it's more like a sequential thing. We tried once, I remember with Mike, we were working on the same file at the same time. We were just having conflict all the time. So it's good for sequential, but not for like at the same time modification.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've created my Python file, and I'm just gonna save it in that dummy repository. Okay. So now I've added a file in that repo. And if I go to source tree, I can see that, I have a file that has not been, that is different from the repo that is seen online. So it says it's not right. It's saying like it's not online or like we don't see it. So actually we're gonna do it like all the way for here. So we are on master branch right now, and we don't have, we don't have like any different branch. Whereas master and head is basically just your local branch. So, and we can also see that on the website. If we go here, we can see the branch, and well, we have master, nothing else. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna create a branch from master. Okay, yeah, I can just, so that will be here. So I create a new branch I'm gonna call the, hello, whatever. Like usually you try to put a description of what you're doing, but still fairly short. So I create a branch. Okay, so now I'm on branch. Hello.
And does that mean that it copies all the files a second time on your computer?
No, it's just switch.
What does that mean?
Well, it's not copying it a second time. I still have like one repository.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna see on my computer the file of that branch.
You're gonna still do.
If two branches are different, you're on one branch, you're gonna see the file from that branch, but you don't have access to the file of the other branch. So you have to switch branch to see the file.
Yeah, okay, but when you imagine you start changing things in all files on your computer, like physically in the memory, would you have like the whole project unchanged copied and then a whole copy of the?
You have the copy. You have the copy on your computer of the branch you are on at the moment.
And only the files on which you started making changes then.
Yeah, like so we can look at that right now. So like I'm on the hello branch, and now I'm like, okay, I want to commit that to our.
Yes.
So I'm gonna stage that, and I'm gonna give a description. It's like
stage that. We need a dictionary. Stage that. You're going to stage that. What does that mean?
Yeah, what it's saying. I don't like that. I prefer to say we're gonna commit it and then push it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of the same. Like, so I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna give a description like Python function for hello world. Okay. So I'm gonna commit. You can also push immediately because there is two things. Like the commit is like, basically you commit to send that file, but this is two different things. It's like you commit to it and you give the description, and then there is pushing, which is the actual step of like you take the commit and delivering to the website.
So if you commit only,
it's still on your
like
only on your
just
computer.
telling I'm doing something on this.
Yeah.
And the pushing is really giving the file.
Yeah, exactly. So if I do so I'm gonna do the commit here.
This is a whole world opening for you.
And I should probably do the fetch. So relax. Don't worry about it. No, I'm not saying. Okay, that's different.
But why would you commit actually? I don't understand the use.
Because you need to now we need to push on the repository to actually send it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna push the hello branch. So that's gonna create the branch online and basically create the branch with all the files that you have on that branch right now here.
Which is just something like saving your work on the cloud too. Yeah. Okay. Because I don't see the use of committing when you're not ready yet to really deliver it to the big projects. Why would you do that?
Oh, because commit is just like small parts. Like the really big part is when you bring it to master. So that's gonna be the pull request. So right now I'm just gonna refresh that page, and if I go to branch now, I can see hello the hello branch. So you see, master has not changed; it's still the same. But if I go to the hello branch, now I have the file. Okay. And to reply to your other question is like, so for my repository, this is what it looks like now. But if I go to, if I switch to master now, I'm back to the master branch. And if I look at the repository, well, I just have the original thing. What we created is not here anymore.
So can you go back to your Explorer once?
Which Explorer?
Like the Windows Explorer with your
Yeah.
file directory. Yeah. So go back to GitHub. Just the folder above. No, but I mean in where you were.
So
in
street?
Windows Explorer. No. Yeah,
Yeah.
go one level up. Do you also have like a folder called Hello there? No.
No, I just have the dummy repository.
That's what I don't. I don't understand how that works then. So where is that file then?
It's not on your computer anymore.
So once you commit, it's gone from your
No,
computer and it's only on
it's because I'm on the master branch and the hello world, like I'm the hello world we created on the branch, but it's only on that branch. It's not on the master branch.
Okay, but
what you create on one branch, what you create on one branch is not on the other branch.
Then I understand, but I don't understand where this file is now.
It's only online now.
Only online.
Because you pushed it. But
Okay.
if you work on a branch,
Yeah.
you don't commit it, and then you go back to another branch, it's gonna yell at you, wait, you have not committed this, are you sure?
So
Because
that's
otherwise, if you switch branch and you have uncommitted work, and it's not online, well, it's just gonna disappear.
Yeah,
So commit.
now I see. So everything you change, at the end of the day, you will commit because you want it to be saved online and
Yes.
sure it's there in the project. Okay.
And now if I switch back to the hello branch, okay, now it's back because I just see each branch has its files. And if you work on a certain branch, it's not visible on the other branch. That's the whole point, is that like when I'm working on my own stuff, I don't want to see everything that Mike or Dom are doing at the same time. It's just gonna be a mess. I want a branch that's on my own and that
I
it's stable.
understand, but I wonder, so your work is not backed up locally either. It's only done on your GitHub account later on.
Yeah.
So if you have no internet, you have no access to your files.
If you have no internet, you have access only to the branch you are currently. You don't have access to the files that are on the other branch, because you still have, like these files are physically on the computer right now.
Also, hello world, yeah.
Yeah, but because I'm on the hello branch. But if I'm on the master branch, this file doesn't exist, and you have a local copy of the branch and only of the branch. Yeah, you don't have the full tree on your computer. You have one branch.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you switch all the time. So what is that?
Yeah, we switch all the time. We don't switch that often, but at the same time.
If you switch in your source tree, like what he's doing now, to show the two, what happens actually on your computer? It's like if you switch from master to your hello branch now, is it cloning every time you switch the thing?
I think it's smart enough that it's only looking at the difference.
Something like that, yeah. Okay. But normally, what you have is that you have something you're working on. This is in your source tree, and that's also what you have on your computer.
Yeah.
Also, at the end of the day, when you close the program, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if I close source tree, this thing is gonna disappear. Like those files are physically on my computer, but only those files. If I have a branch with a false file, I don't have that false file.
I have to experiment a bit with that to understand fully.
Yeah.
Lots of branches.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Well, it's just like it's a tree. You have the main branch, and then you can experiment on different things. But you don't want to, like for Simpay, you don't want to what we distribute to PIP is the main branch. So you don't want to mess up and make experiments on the main branch, because you're gonna break everything for everybody.
It's more the other way around that I was thinking. So if you're working on something and you're on the airplane and you want to continue coding, I want to make sure that I have the file also locally. But that's when you're working in that branch, it will be available when that's gonna. Okay.
So now, let's say we're ready and we want to bring change from a branch to the master branch.
Yes.
So that's what we call the pull request. And you see here, it's actually, because I've committed so recently, it's actually proposed it to me right here. But what you will do actually we will go to pull request online, and you will ask for new pull request. So your base is master, and we want to bring the change we made on the hello branch.
This you're doing online now.
Yes, I'm on the GitHub repository.
You can't do that with your local stuff.
Well, you can merge in your local stuff, but you're not gonna do a pull request and do if you have testing, etc.
So you first commit in your source tree, and then when you want to go further out of that, you go to your online account. And you do that.
Yeah, well, this thing is like you're basically asking, I want to merge those chain in the master branch.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
on Simpeg, for example, you can create the pull request, but you cannot, you will not be allowed to press OK. Like this will have to be
Yeah.
approved by somebody
Somebody
else, and an administrator say, yes, this is working, this is good stuff, we want it in. Or no, we don't want it.
Does that happen sometimes?
Hmm?
Does that happen sometimes?
Well, some pull requests can take months to get in,
Yeah.
just because you need to all the tests to be done and the documentation, and it's like, so it's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. I see.
So here we see, like, and you see the difference, like we added a file and with 2 lines, etc. So I'm gonna create that pull request, and you give a description, is like, and now it's like, so I can write like tutorial, first PR. Oop. And this is,
It's only for tutorial people.
Oh.
and this is what we see now. We see that we have 1 pull request.
Yeah.
Like we have 1 pull request, named Python function for hello world. And this branch has no coupling with the base branch, and we can merge.
So imagine because actually it would be useful if we would now be your collaborators and we want to contribute to your repository. How does that work now? Like you want us to be your collaborators and to work with
That's
you
actually a very good point. We can try that.
on the dummy C.
Yeah, so you see that address? Oh, sorry.
Yes?
github.com/task/dummy. Just go there.
Yeah. Because that's basically what we will have to do.
Mm-hmm.
On the internet, simply, you mean.
Yeah. Like this is all online and public. You can see everything.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes.
And you can see there is a PR, etc. Anything.
I see 1 commit, 2 branches,
Yeah.
1 contributor. That's I put 1 pull request. Yeah.
Okay, so you can do the same thing as you did for your first repository. It's like you can clone it.
Yes.
You can clone that same repository on your computer with source tree. That will be a good exercise. See if you can reproduce the step we just did. Very good idea, Sarah.
So that-
Click on it and then.
Mm-hmm.
To close a repository that is open here, I just remove it, or do I have to do something else like closing it physically? No.
I think on Windows you always have to be at least 1 tab open, but if you open something new and then close that, it will work.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I do close.
Now we should make a pull request.
Well, first a branch.
You always have to do it in an empty folder?
Yeah, if you clone a repository, it has to be its own folder. You cannot have 2 repositories in the same
one
folder.
Yeah, apparently.
That would be very confusing.
A new branch.
Yeah, you can try to create your own branch. Maybe name it after yourself, so we know who is who. And branch from master.
A branch from master.
So you need to be on master and then click on the branch icon.
What does it mean if you have this checkbox specified commit?
Oh, because when you branch, I mean, so
Yeah.
you have like you have a trees and you have like nodes at each commit,
Yeah.
etc. But you can, when you're on master, like you're on the last commit on master, but you can also say, I want to branch from master, but that specific commit that's below and start from somewhere else.
Okay.
Like this is really like, yeah, it's like each node is a commit. So imagine that's master, and then they're like, oh, I want to create a new branch. So it actually create a new branch. Like, so that's master. So when you will be hello, the branch that will be the same, then you can do some work, and then this is the branch operation, and this is a pull request operation. Like then it's gonna add.
Can you actually, like, if you, for example, you would have a branch, can I actually say I want to work on Thibaut's branch of the master? Yeah. So everything is public actually.
Yeah.
As soon as it's in the tree.
Yeah, and you can like after that even branch from another branch.
And so then if it doesn't work for a pull request, you just say, Thibaut, that's your fault. What did you do there?
So that's really like kind of like how this what this tree is looking like. Okay, so commit something. Like you can either modify the file that are there or create a new files, or delete a file. That's all valuable. That's all like acceptable commits. Just basically any modification.
So to add a new file, use commits just like that. No.
Is there a commit button?
Yeah, that's in the left, but how do I create a file there?
Well, you need to create a file in your
Just
copy of
physically on my computer
Yes.
in that repo, yeah.
So remember, for me, I like opened a text editor and I created a text file that I saved and saved in that repo.
Are you still following me? You have this frown on your face.
No, I'm just on the what is- Yes, it's the one step behind, but I'm okay.
So I have the text.
So just save it in the physical folder on your computer. And once you have saved that file physically, it should appear in your source tree. You can see it as what's like. You should see the difference you've made.
Like, or uncommitted changes? No.
But you can go to it's just like on file status here. And you see what's.
Okay, okay. And so here I have to do the commit. Oh,
Yeah, so it's made a stage for the next commit. So here you have the list of
and
files.
so you could do that several times in the day, and then at the end of the day you do all the commits together or something.
Yeah, I prefer just to do all like I commit as often as I can. Even if it's ongoing work. Anyway, it's on the branch, so it doesn't affect the main distribution or whatever.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry, here we just remove.
Yeah, I removed it because I thought I'll add.
What's that?
I don't see the file.
Just go to file status. In your workspace, file status. You don't see it. So did you save it in the repository?
Yes. Well, I saved it. Excuse me. I saved it.
You didn't save it in the.
Oh, yeah. I saved it in GitHub. Oh. Okay, now it's there.
Okay, so if you go to file status again, you should see it.
It's unstaged.
Yeah, so so the stage is basically like you choose which file goes on your next commit. It's so you can usually I just do stage all and
then if you really want to commit it, just do the plus here.
here you need to give a description for your commit.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you do during that commit? At the bottom, so like here I don't have a file, but I can create one. But you can give a description for your commit here, and as I said, usually I do I tick the push change immediately. So when I press commit, it commits and push it to the website at the same time.
Okay, so I didn't do that. So if I want to push it now, I have to do that.
You have the push button at the top.
So, but I don't see. So if I go to file status, then or just here.
But you created your commit now, right?
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
from here I do push.
Yeah. And you select which branch you want to push. Hooray! So now, if I go online, I should see your branch.
But she's still working on that. I have to log in first.
You see mine?
Nope. Did you commit and push?
Oh no, I didn't push it.
I forgot my username.
Should I push my branch or the master?
Your branch. You push like you pushing the change that you're doing. So. Oh, wait a sec. It might be on my bad because this is my repository and I don't know what's.
Yeah, permission to dummy denied.
Okay, yeah, I should change that immediately. Collaborators, this.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You have to do something yourself if you want to add collaborators and all.
So what are your?
Sarah, Gary, all together. The below, yeah.
Awesome. And Kevin, what's
I'm dark materials.
dark materials?
Yes.
Okay.
Plural.
Pre-roll.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
The little guy, add collaborators. And Vaid, what is your username?
Do you know it, right?
A username? Oh, it's right. Not a right.
Can be.
8, 5, 4, 5.
Like that.
1, 3, 4, 2. No, not
1, 3, 4, 2? I don't
1,
see.
3, 4, 2.
I don't see you.
You're 42.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like it does. I don't see the completion.
It goes.
Yeah.
I forgot my password.
Yeah, that's this one.
Which one?
I just use the same password, the same 3 passwords for
But-
The first
me
one
too,
here?
But then,
Is that you?
I just keep trying it out and eventually it works. But I don't know. If someone finds my password to this, then they could probably hack my bank account.
yeah, that, don't tell us.
Well, but it don't, okay, it is. I know he is looking for money now.
Yeah.
His bank is.
Yeah. He has won some money after the whole thing.
So you should have received probably an email or something with an invitation, right?
Oh,
An email. Or in between.
I think an email because like I send you an invitation. Like
yes.
there is probably a way that I could change to make it like just completely public, so that anyone can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, like in the option, I will remove that restrict editing to collaborators only.
What is this? A personal access token with GIST and repo scopes
Yeah,
was
don't.
recently added.
Don't worry about that. Okay. Yeah, so you can just change, like, even if it's a public repository, you can restrict people to edit it just to the people that you invited to do so,
Yeah.
which is apparently the default. But you can also, like, right now I just said that anyone can commit, so that should work for you.
Does that work now, or seems to be bouncing here?
Okay.
Do you see my stuff then?
I do. Crouching
Yes.
Tiger. Wow. And Crouching Tiger first step. Yeah.
I need to watch that movie.
Okay.
Like a long time ago.
That's a good
So, Kevin, Baid, can you also create your
Oh,
own?
yes.
Okay, so for Sarah, on your next stage is to create the pull request.
A pull request.
Try it.
Yeah, I actually already took some apple cakes for lunch. I'm growing so fat here.
Doug is checking on me. I'm just
Okay.
should answer him.
Sure.
You don't.
He's our boss.
He doesn't answer immediately himself, so.
Yeah, I pushed it.
Okay, one
I
second.
don't know.
Find my road stuff on. It's good that we do this. I think this becomes very natural when you do it all the time, but it's, yeah, a lot of
It's very, yeah, you will get used
the
to it.
vocabulary is it actually. Once you know that, it's okay.
You've probably done this with like hundreds of files. Yeah, we're relatively new.
Thousands.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I mean, as we were saying, like, what do I do with that many repositories? If we just look at the Simpeg organization, we have 31 repositories.
Yeah, I actually didn't even realize that. I thought that like one software project would be one repo, but that's not the case actually.
No, but we have we have Simpeg, which is like all the different methods. We have Discretize, which is all our mesh. GeoAna is the analytic solution, so
Yeah,
it has
I saw
nothing to do with
that, yeah.
meshing.
So this is what Lindsay would call the ecosystem. It's like
No, the ecosystem, I think she's referring to Jupyter Notebook, NumPy, SciPy, all of that. Like all the basically the software environment we are relying on.
yeah.
I think the problem is that each one of those has the documentation. So if you look at it
Right now, it's a bit
look at
complicated,
Jupyter Notebook,
yeah.
you have to refer to like 3 different kinds of documentation to figure out what a particular function is doing.
Yeah, sometimes it's
It's,
like, for example, in the beginning we didn't find how to do the meshing, and it was just a big discretize, but if you don't realize that, it's not so easy to find.
Okay, so should I see your branch? Yeah, I see you, Kevin.
oh, did you see the push?
I see your branch. I don't see what you change on the. I don't see what you change on the master.
I supposedly interrupt.
Oh, I see 2 pull requests.
Yes?
Nice.
Yours and mine. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So like there is a second one.
Okay, what's that doing twice?
So I pushed something.
Yeah, but you always have these mysterious usernames, and today you take just Kevin. Dark Materials was better, you know? I was inspired by you, actually.
Or you?
So yeah. So for you, Sarah, So we now we can just do the merge pull request. So yeah, so that will be the usual thing. You push something and somebody else gonna merge it or like approve for it.
And then it will appear in the master.
Yeah, confirm merge. Okay, and if this is something like this, and usually you create a branch for everything you cannot do.
Yeah.
So like a good practice, we should have done that earlier with Impeg, but that's why we have so many branches that we delete the branch at the end of the day. So like this branch, the work on that branch is done. We delete it. This is clean and.
So you clean up all the sites things. Yeah.
Exactly. So now if I go to code master, it has.
I like it. It's very organized.
Okay, so we're gonna before the next step, we're gonna wait on Vahid and Kevin. So because
I think Kevin is ready.
So I can't, well, so I have this file and it's staged, but I don't know where. How can I check if it's in my branch?
You did commit too? Yeah.
you have uncommitted change.
Yeah, so you first have to commit here with the plus.
But I thought.
Well, I'll just go to the file status. Yeah, you stage it, and you vote the description, but you have to commit at the end. Commit and push. So yeah, like that's gonna do two at the same time.
No, it's straight, because I swear I did. I thought I did.
Yeah. You can say what you want, but here we don't see
Oh,
anything.
okay. Devil's advocate.
Okay, so now I should be able to see what you did.
So, okay, so I committed, so now.
So you see the branch is, your branch is not here anymore, we've deleted it. And Kevin branch,
So
yep,
now-
bacon people.
Oh. So I push then commit, but does the order matter?
Well, yeah, the other matter, you commit basically is like, commit is kind of like saying, here is the file I want to push online, and here is the description. That's your kind of commit. It's like giving a description and staging the file. And push is take your commits. You can have several commits and you push them online. So it's really like that. The one is more like here is the definition, here is what I want to do, and the push is put it online.
Okay.
So if you push without commit, you don't push online.
Commit.
Like dark over there.
You what? You?
Commit.
Yeah, but then later you can wait an hour, no?
Now it's like a very important issue. One of your colleagues in the email is asking him, you know him? He's posting that yes, I know him very well. How do you recommend it? I don't know, it depends on you, but it's one of the guys that at the time wants to show his commitment to what's personally as recommend something.
So what do you prefer? Should we wait for you or should we move to the next step?
But quickly do it, it's not that difficult.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
can-
do, you,
Maybe you can make a shelf quickly.
I try to respect that I think I will.
Go ahead, Jack.
Okay. So next stage is that master has changed, or like I want to access people, some of the people change. So in my source tree, like right now, like I'm still on my branch hello that I created, this hello thing, and obviously it's my branch, I'm up to date, but I'm not seeing things right now. But it updates automatically regularly. But if you really want to see it now, you have this fetch button, and fetch is basically fetch the change that have been done. Don't bring it, don't do anything, but just check what changed and show to me what I've changed. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna check all the remote. So basically check all the whole repository
Of the master then.
of everything. So now, I see everything. Before I was just seeing the master, and then I was like, I see that Sarah pushed a commit, and she merged into master. We see that she branched from master. You pushed a commit, and we have a new it branched into master. So we see that that's my master, and that's the new, like the actual master that is online now. So that's telling me here, this thing below master saying that I'm 2 commits late.
Yeah.
And I see that Kevin has posted something, and I see that he started also from that point, but he has not updated his master yet. So for example, what I can do now is that I go to master, and now I pull. And pulling is the reverse of pushing. It's like pull is take what's on the internet from that branch and copy it on my computer. So just to do the check. So I was on the old master, and I'm late, so I just see the previous version, and now I'm pulling master. Basically, like I'm updating master to the latest version. And now when I reopen my repository, oh, I have Sarah's file in it. Now it's on my computer.
I pulled master too.
Okay, cool.
It seems like when I pulled master, then everything got pulled also.
Well, it's possible when you. I don't. No, I don't think so. Well, Kevin, you up to date with. You created that branch and you commit all your change, so you up to date with that branch anyway. Like you're not late on Kevin.
Like there's a message that says merge branch master of that's dummy again.
Oh, that's something else.
See the something that you don't.
Well, you did something else, and you merge your branch, you merge master. You merge master and put to Kevin, which was actually what I was gonna do after, but I don't know. That's not what I said you to do. But did you click on that one?
No, I clicked on Kevin and then.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the merge thing now because that's the next step, and that's actually it's a thing we always forget, but it's actually very important because you don't want to. For example, you created your branch from master a long time ago, and change has happened on master during the time, and now you want to bring your stuff. It's like, hey, you're late on master. You need to merge master first in your branch to be up to date with master, and then bring your merge in.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're gonna try to merge things that are old into something that is new. So that's the next step. So you see, for example, for me, like I created this hello branch for me from that commit of master, and it's here, but I didn't like this commit I'm late compared to the change that have happened to master. So I'm gonna go to the hello branch, and actually, so if I go to my pull request now, it should actually scream at me if it's done well. No, it's not checking it, but in Simpeg it's gonna check. It's probably an option you have to do, but whatever. Like it's basically I'm late. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go to merge, and I want to merge and I'm gonna choose that I want to merge master into my current branch. So I just select the master branch, and it's gonna merge it into my elo branch. So okay.
So you do it the other way around. You take
Yes. Like my branch hello was late compared to the master branch. So I want to bring all the latest change that happened in master in my branch.
Yeah.
So now if I go to see at the file, I both have your file and the file that I created.
But what's the advantage? I don't see why that is so much better actually, because it's the same thing in the end, no? Or you'll have to check now whether your stuff still works with this new merge or what.
Yes, that's exactly that.
And then only you will push it on.
Yeah. And actually, if you like, it was not showing here. I don't know really why, but for example, but like I can probably easily find the case. Is
Or
that
like if Kevin and I would be working on the same file several days, I could say, and it's one file of the master, I could say I first merge with Kevin and then only I push for the two of us to the master, something like that.
I did not follow you on that one, but I'm gonna show you that first, and while I then your
Yeah.
question. So I'm looking at a very old PR that was done in Simplex and by Dom, and this is actually, so I don't think he touched that one for a while. So you see, like those are like all of that are commits. So he did work on the map file, he did improvement, stuff like that. Lindsay is commenting on the file of what we see. Somebody Jaja too. Okay, so this you see is a very long PR. Like if I go at the very top, it's like what? It's like 59 commit, and people have posted 60 message. So I'm gonna just go at the bottom, and it's like, okay, so Travis is failing, so that's what I was saying. So that's like, so it's cool. Like there is actually things that are not working right now, things are breaking. It says this branch has a conflict with the master branch. So like that's like right now you cannot do any merge, etc. You need to resolve conflicts because this means that there have been changes in that branch that have been done that are in conflict with other changes that happen on master right now. So you cannot merge. But what I want.
How does it actually test these things? Like I know very little.
How does it test that?
Well,
It's like give a bunch of random inputs and then.
Well, you look at the they look basically at like what's the newest common ancestor. Okay, what's the commit where the two branches were the same commit, and if you see that, so for example for those two branches that would be this guy, and then you make change along this branch. But imagine this commit 1 and commit 2 change the same file. So it was similar here, but both branch made change here, and then this branch got merged, so you got a PR here, and this branch is just continuing. And now you try to do a PR here, like now you're gonna have a conflict.
Yeah.
Because it's saying, oh, compared to your common ancestors, this guy got merged in and changed the same thing as you did, so you have a conflict. Yeah. So you choose, do you want this version or this version? Because you make.
And so in that case, what would you do? You would merge like the one that has been merged before first with your code locally, and then.
Well, locally, yeah, you need to resolve conflict. That you need to actually open the code and they look like these are the two versions. And what do? You want to keep with the things that the other person done, or you did better, or you look at two different things and you need to find a way to merge it together. Like it's basically a go back at coding. Resolving conflict is go back to your code.
So it can be quite annoying if you're not aware of what other people are doing and you're working on the same thing sometimes.
Yeah, but you work like it only matters when you work on master. When master is basically saying it's accepted, it's been peer reviewed, it's been it's been published.
Yeah.
And if it's contradiction with what you do, well, you need to go back to your research.
It's fair one.
Yeah, okay, so we see here, like that's what I was looking for too. Like here, basically, that's a branch that Devon has been working on for the tutorial for model and mapping. And here it tells Devon that this branch is out of date with the master branch. Like it did not merge, like this branch is from an older commit from master, and he did not merge master in his new branch to check if everything is working before merging. So actually, so now I will do him a favor and I will update branch here, which basically is doing what I just did in source tree, which merge master into his branch. And now the tests are rerunning again. So that's what these things are doing. Like now the tests are running.
Okay.
And you want this to be a check at the end.
I must say, I think it's also something you just have to do a few times to be really aware of. But,
oh, and we didn't finish here because like I merged locally my master into my branch, but I didn't push the change. So if I still same, you always need to push somewhere. Like if I go to my branch hello, it's like here it's still at the old version because I did not push. I don't see your file, Sarah. So now I push this, and now if I update, if I okay, now everything is on order. The version on my computer and the version online is the same.
Yes. A bit of opposite direction. So imagine now I want to update, like I got this first version of my file there, and now I added the definition to the words, and I want to update that file. I have to do the same, create a branch at the file, or
well, you like here we've been doing one commit and then merge, but you can on the same branch you can do several commits in that.
because my branch is now merged with master
Yes,
already,
and we
so it doesn't
deleted it.
exist anymore.
So now you need to create a new branch.
I would have to create a new branch to be able to change that file again.
Well, you could create, or you can use somebody else's branch, but you would need to. Yeah, it's better if you create a new branch for your thing and commit. Try it actually.
I'll do that. With pull to pull.
So we're trying to merge.
Hmm?
Are we trying to merge something?
I think Sarah is trying to make a new commit on a file. So
So what do they do now?
okay, so you have a new branch. Okay.
Are you working from your own branch?
Oh, that's,
Or the
yeah,
master
it seems to
branch?
be, but here now it seems that I'm on master, no? This point is still on master.
No, this is master. You see, like here you have the name. You see that's the commit definition or like description.
Yeah.
But in front you see where the name of where that branch is. So master is at this stage, and it's in green right now.
I thought the master was always the first line, but that's not
No,
the case.
no. It's trying like there is probably some optimization things behind that say like how to organize it and compare to which branch you are right now to have like the best visualization. I mean, if you look at something like discretize, you see that these things can become fairly complicated very quickly.
Yeah, I didn't understand actually how to interpret these lines, but yeah. So and now I would have to create a pull request again to get it in.
Yeah, or you can still working on that and then make several commits, etc.
I'll do that maybe once just to check.
Okay. I think the next thing that I need to show you, because that's probably like gonna be your first way of contributing, is creating issues. Basically pinging people like, hey, I'm having issues with that, and I think there is something wrong with that code, and you can add pictures, you can add links to the actual code, you can link example. It's in Markdown format, so you have like a lot of things that you can do in formatting. That's quite easy if you want to give a proper description. That's good to know for you and for the readers if you want it to be fairly organized. Oh, he's still doing something? Okay, so I should probably fetch again to see your thing. You did another commit? Yeah, so we see like up to commits.
Okay.
And
So now I'll do the pull request again. Or we can leave it like that, it doesn't matter.
yeah, I think we can move to something else.
Yeah, push. One.
Cool.
The paving for the world.
Good, good. Perfect, yeah, so we see it.
I pushed it for both Kevin and Master.
I don't think so. Nope. No, you're working only on one branch at a time. You cannot be on two branches at the same time.
Right, but when you push, you can select two branches at once.
Yeah, but you made change to Kevin. You didn't make change to master. So you push your change to you pushed also master, but didn't make any change to master. So things are the same.
So I had to make a commit in master.
Yeah. You're only working on one branch at a time. And most of the time, master will be protected, so you will not be allowed to do commit to master. Like we don't want to modify without testing directly master.
So how did Sarah add crouching tiger?
Oh, because we went to the pull request process. We created a pull request to bring a change from air branch to master. That's exactly what the pull request is. I think we need to do the pull request again. I think Kevin didn't understand what the pull request is.
It's better that we understand little things all well than to rush over everything.
Yeah, so a pull request is to bring the change from one branch to the master branch. This is what this is the definition of a pull request. Because when you create a pull request, it's going to run the test. If you have some, etc., it's going to check for conflict. So it's all the things that are going to make sure that you don't break the master branch. So actually, Kevin, so you can go to pull request and create a new pull request here.
Yeah, I clicked on that and then.
Yeah. So the base. So like what's the reference going to be master, and you want to compare it to the change you made to Kevin. So that's the change that happens on that branch. You created a file, you merge master again, you added a new file. So you change two files with 4 additions. So like there is 2 new files and each has 2 lines. So now you can create the pull request. And here you give a title to your pull request and the description. And tell me when you're done. So I see. Yeah, so just gonna refresh. Okay, so I see your branch. So you see this is we're gonna merge 3 commits into master from this branch. So that's what the pull request is doing. So if we do merge pull request now and confirm merge, okay, now your changes are part of the master branch, and we can delete this branch. So if I go to code now, I see it. I see your file on my
What's with the bacon?
Okay. Good, good. Okay, so now I think, the first way to contribute to a repository is basically when you're using it and to tell us what's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's with the issues. So like when you tell people, okay, so what's happening? So you can create a new issue and I don't know, like, what about vegetarian for bacon? And actually, I'm gonna. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna actually like. Okay, so you can even like you can even cite piece of code in an issue. So for example, if I go here and like I can click on line 1 here, and I will get like copy the permalink. So it's copying a link. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to issue, create a new issue. What? Perfect. It say what I wanted, and yeah, I refer to this line, and so you can create like you can add like no, not insert code.
Insert the link.
Yeah, you just want to insert links. So I'm gonna call it bacon, and I'm gonna put that link. So it's ugly right now, but if you look at preview, what it's gonna look like, this is what it's gonna look like. I refer to this line, bacon, and that's gonna be the link to the actual line. And you can also, as we see, we can see like, what about this if you want to add code on your own? Like you can do insert code, or you can just write like that symbol and like import vegetables, whatever. And this is what it's gonna look like. So you see it like written as like a code style, so you can see that. Same.
That's the only thing I discovered already, these issues.
Yeah, so if you can also add an image. So I'm just gonna, for example, like take a screenshot. Like I'm just gonna take a screenshot of my logo. And so right now it's like you can copy an image and you can like paste it in the file. So like you can copy an image and paste it in the comment, and it's gonna translate it into something that it's gonna download it and that's part of the issue too. So you can add screenshots of the errors, whatever you wish. And after that, like you can also write like you can also have like bullet points. So this is a bullet point. Another. And if I look at preview, you will see that it's adding bullet point automatically if you do it. Don't forget the space. I sometimes do it, but if you don't forget the space, well, that's not working.
This is just markdown?
Yeah, this is just markdown. You can also like bold, same thing like with the, like you can bold and italic the same way in markdown. So bold is like with the stars. I don't remember the italic, but yeah, it's all just like the normal markdown format.
Like
so
in Jupyter.
It's like in Jupyter.
Okay.
And submit new issue. And you can assign someone if you want to ping someone about it. So yeah, so I think Kevin committed that, so I'm gonna assign Kevin. You can create label too, like is that a bug, is that a documentation thing, is this a duplicate, or you can create new labels if you wish. And this is way too advanced for now. So yeah, so that's.
So maybe the last thing that is really important is that so there are pull requests how to do these reviews. Like what I have to do for Devin tomorrow.
Yeah. So we did. Question tile. So can I do that?
Is it just pushing the button, or because
No, not really. No, you can do it. Can I do a review with that? I think you have to set it. Okay, review. Like I can set myself as a reviewer, for example, and I can do review. Like here it's not required, but on Simpeg it's like we've actually put the option that this is a required step to put to be reviewed
by at least one member of the community or whatever.
Yeah, but at least one reviewer. So like you can add your review, but like as you see, like this is a pull request, so you can add comments just here, like if it's single comments. So this is adding.
Nice. Good bonding.
You can feed him even.
So you can just add message like this.
Yeah.
Or you can do like a very start the review process. Like I can add the review. So here, like basically, like I'm gonna like, for example, like request change. I'm gonna leave a general message about the things, but I can also like, okay, like you can click on this line and say like, I think this line can be improved, for example, and yeah, start a review, whatever. Like so, for example, and I can add things, add review comment, etc. And when I'm done, like I can click on finish a review, have my general message, and submit review. So task requested change now. I have a general message. You can see here where I added my comments on specific line.
It's connected to a line, but where do you see on which line are you on?
This is the last one. Like it gives you the context, but like I commented on to merge here, I commented on to push here, okay. Stuff like that. Well, that's one way of doing it. But you see, as we were looking at previously, like on other pull requests, like well, this is an intense one, but like if we look at this one only, well, we have we can have we have conversation. Like Lindsay, she leave a review, but then you can discuss and you reply, and that's not part of the review process, but still you can just like leave single comments too.
Are the issues sequential? Like there are 87 issues. So is it just like the newest ones are at the top?
Yes, we have 271 that have been closed, and you can also classify them. Like, do I have open issues? Probably. No, I only have 2 open issues. That's fine. I have closed 4.
Because you solve everything yourself. I have some.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, one thing about issues too that we haven't done here is that, okay, so.
Do you only make an issue when you think something is broken with the code?
Yeah, or the documentation is not clear.
Oh.
You want to make something new, but it doesn't exist, things like that.
Hmm?
Like if you, for example,
yes, also that can be project.
And you want to point it out to the developer.
Some people use it also to ask questions how to do certain things, and that's fine. We think Slack is a better way for that, but well, if somebody posts there, we can answer.
There's a function and it's can't find it in documentation. Would that be a suitable use?
Yeah, that would be a proper one. Yeah.
Like for Gimli, the other version thing in Europe, they really use the issues as like some kind of forum also for questions, because then if some new question arises that has already been answered, they can just refer to that issue.
Yeah, also. Yeah, like Slack, we don't have the archiving things that side, so that's. Oh, and I forgot. You can mention people also, like if you do put the arrobas, and I can so ping people in an issue, and you can also refer issues, like if I do the if you I don't remember the name of that thing, like each PR and each issue has its own unique number. So you can refer to issues, like I can refer to issue 6, for example, or PR with the same process. Like so, like if I do this, so you see here, like I mentioned, I mentioned Kevin, and I can refer to this issue, so that this, like you can see, okay, I'm referring to this issue or this PR. So you can really do like very properly detail and describe the PR and issue, like everything we showed in that issue. You can also write it down in a pull request saying we are resolving those issues, and this is based on the code of that people, and we want to have the review of that person, etc. Like you can have very detailed description.
From my side, that's more or less everything I needed to know at this point.
Well, there is one step that's, I hope it can go quick or it can go bad.
I mean, can we create our own branch now of
Yes, there is like running Simpeg from your clone repository. So I'm just gonna go to the washroom quick, but in the meantime, you can go on the Simpeg GitHub, clone it, and add it to your source tree, and we're gonna work from there.
Did you do this thing as well? When you clone things, you add it to your Anaconda.
No.
Lindsay showed me that.
To your Anaconda? So you mean make some kind of folder in your Anaconda folder, simply, which you could.
It's just one command in the Anaconda prompt, and then you can just clone things. So you could just.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Like from command line, you can do that.
Yes, but it's not for.
What do you mean? Like I do have like a version.
Source tree necessarily. Like if you start up Jupyter, then when you will see like a Simpeg folder in your Jupyter.
No, I don't know what to do. I know where it is on my computer, but I don't see it in Jupyter. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you can ask what it means actually.
Yeah, I mean, but Lindsay just showed it to me. I thought it was useful because then you can start playing with the code.
But playing, you can read it and you can change it for your things, but the problem with that is that everything you change, if you do an update, for example, of the software, it will be overwritten and everything will be gone.
Really?
Yeah, so if you, like for example, Don told me there was an error in one of the files and that the pull request would be later, so he told me to just change that 1 to a 2 in that file. And I can do that, and it works, but once I will update Simpeg, this will all disappear. So that's actually why you need to clone on your branch. Because then you keep track of what you have been changing, and you know, and the thing will also tell you when you're trying to update something that will be changed. Whereas if you do it there, it will not, you will not know. So that's good for like if you are starting like us and you just want to have a look at the file code. I think that's what the what the use of what you show.
When you're actually building things.
Then you should.
Should do this. Okay. Oh, that's good. Sorry, I had to go back.
Kevin told me that Lindsay showed him how to like see the files in his Anaconda of Simpeg. I was explaining to him that this is not the same because then if you change things there, once you do an update, everything is overwritten. So scripts.
So
I want to first define a right folder to install that properly. So I go to like in this case, for example, to have discretize, I will have to clone all these things separately, or can I somewhere have?
No, those are different repositories, so you have to clone them individually.
So both Simpeg or each of these 6 things that you showed there, or 8 things, I don't remember anymore, would be a clone of the.
If you need them, if like I mean your things are working right now, so we're just gonna clone Simpeg and we still use it discretized from
And
PIP.
the stuff that's like on the tutorial, that will not be on Simpeg, that will be
on discretized maybe then.
So,
But
for one, it's okay from.
Yeah.
So Simpeg, and it's a good clone.
I want to do it for Simpeg, you can do it on your own for discretize. Discretize is an extra step when you need to compile the C file on your own machine, but it's one line in the command line. It's not that bad. If you have you have installed Visual Studio thing, so that will work.
But I might do require some help. So I have to close the repo.
You don't have to close it. You can have several things open, but.
Okay, I cloned it.
Okay.
And now, what's the next?
Oh, I have to wait until the.
Yeah. Just waiting for something.
I also have it. If you want us to do something specific.
Yeah. So for my source tree, so I have my Simpeg opened. Actually, I'm late for 3 commits, so I can update while I'm here. So yeah, I have a lot of branch for me, but like that doesn't matter. Yeah, you can also create folder of branches. You see, like if you have if we're working on DCIP or like new features, you can have when you do the branch, you can create like feature of something else, and that will create like a repository, like a folder of thing, but that doesn't matter right now. And this other branch I've been working on, but as I was showing before, is that you can go to remote origin and you will see all the different branches. So if you want to check out a new branch, you can just go to remote, etc. And now I will be following that branch. So that's how, for example, you could access to my branch or Dom's branch if you need to. And now I have it like in that part, but that's not the one I want to use. Okay, so now I have a Simpeg, and I can open Explorer. That's easy to see, and that's where I have my Simpeg repo. So it's a GitHub and in Simpeg right here. Right. So this is the path of my So this is the path of the repo. Correct. So you can copy. So you can copy that path. And now we're going to access to what on Windows on what they call the environment variable. Oh, you still?
No, it's just go ahead. I was also directly doing discretize, so that I have it.
Well, do you know how to access the environment variable?
So just the path to the folder where it's installed.
Yes.
And then this is
So that's what you want. There's an environment variable here.
Yeah.
And now you in your system variable look for Python pass.
Oh no, that kind of stuff. I hate it.
Yeah.
That's how I broke my whole stuff. Like, you remember when I had to reinstall everything? I did
So-
something here and then afterward nothing.
So here that's the Python pass.
I don't have a pair.
Oh,
That's
so you need to
strange.
create one.
But
So
in
for you,
the
you can-
variable système, pas variable utilisateur pour admin. C'est
System variable. That's what. So you can just create a new one called Python pass, all in capital.
Can't create a new one. It's grayed out.
That's.
By the way, the button is there, but I can't click on it.
Are you administrator on your computer?
I don't know. Probably not.
if you're not, then
So I have to be an administrator.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a path just that I called Python, but it should be Python path.
Yes.
But I have that in the admin thing on top.
Really?
I
I don't.
In my user variables, I have a Python path.
How do I gain administrator privileges?
Oh, okay. It's
Ask
your
Google.
computer? It's your own computer? Or
Yeah, I don't know.
that's
I never had
very
to do it before.
Did you configure your own computer?
I think so, but I probably just set all the default options.
Then you have to go to your accounts, and then check your rights. In the Windows variable. So shouldn't I should probably add it to the Python path, which is in my user variables, no? If there's one there.
Yeah, I guess for me it's just for all the account. I guess like system. I don't. Yeah, whatever is called Python pass for you.
Yeah, I will not create a new one because probably it will not make
No, exactly. And here, like this is like so for me, like I just link every GitHub repository I want to. Oop. So for example, so here like I will put the Simpeg repository
I see.
part of the list, but I have discretize and other stuff. Like and if you want to use all the repository from the same folder, you can like. For me, I have reasons that I have like copies. I have different copies of the same repository, so I don't do that. But if like for example, if you have discretize and Simpeg under GitHub, you can also just do like GitHub, and it will look at all the subfolders too. That's an easier way to do it. Like,
But then, like, I have my installation that I made from Anaconda with pip, and now
this is superseding the Anaconda installation. This has priority.
Okay, because Anaconda is also in my Python path.
I don't. You
So are you in an administrator account right now?
Yeah. But I have my own admin, so that's strange if it's your own computer that you're not. If you're on a computer from a university, that might happen. If you don't have the right to install files, but otherwise I don't see why you wouldn't use admin.
Yeah, I mean, who else is going to use it?
Can you just come here and do like system configuration, system configuration notes? Account here. No, that's not. You know, just the thing where you can change a lot of stuff about computer. Yeah, computer management. Like there should be something on account. I should look it up. You can actually easily change if you want to add like a user to your computer or something like that. Problem is that mine is in French, so. Account protection or something like that, do you have that? System parameters or system?
There's something.
Yeah, I think that's it's here somewhere. Can you go to home?
This is more about
Device security? Here's the direction. That's really good. No, you should check there. I don't know exactly where, but if you look maybe on the internet, like
Yeah.
add extra user or something like that, you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just I don't know about your anaconda, but we just leave it like this now, or maybe you will check like if you put it above or below the anaconda, like the order matters.
Yeah.
So we just try like that. So we click OK just to validate, and now we're gonna open. We're gonna open a new terminal Windows, just to make a sanity check, just to make sure that we're getting SymPeg from the right area. So I'm just gonna activate IPython. So this is just gonna run Python in my terminal command.
Yeah, I have a problem with my terminal. In some way, I always forget. I don't have the. Come on, launch. For some reason, I can't click that anymore. Like if I have terminal in my programs, it doesn't find it. So I always have to use the shortcuts. Windows and R. And then it's there.
Okay.
I think I deleted at some point something. Yeah.
So IPython, just to have Python quickly in the terminal. Just type Python maybe then.
Can you go out again? Does it matter where I start? Shouldn't I go?
No, it doesn't matter.
That doesn't work actually.
Even Python?
No.
Okay, and then just launch your Jupyter notebook.
Yeah, but I think that's the point actually, that it doesn't find stuff.
Okay, just launch Python the way you interact with it usually. It doesn't matter if it's
I go through Anaconda always. But,
Okay, so try with Anaconda. For me, just like it's the quickest way to get access to Python for something very quick.
it's something with my file because if I go to the folder where Python is installed, it will work. But
yeah, no, it means that your Python is not passed correctly.
Okay, I think I am an administrator now, but I still can't edit my environment.
maybe you have to restart or something.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we just want to go through finish the step here just to check if you run from the right repository.
So you want me to launch a new notebook then? Or?
Yeah, a new Python interface, just whatever that is. IPython, notebook, Spider, just
Spider is probably.
just one in Python interface, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you use Anaconda?
Yeah. And then I have Spider there.
That's 2 underscores?
Yes. So the idea here is like we just so we just open a Python interface, we import simpeg, and then we print the path from which this simpeg is pulled from. So I see that I import simpeg and I want to print the path, and it comes from my GitHub repository simpeg.
Okay.
So it's not coming from pip. Like for example, if I import
Yeah, mine is not.
if I import numpy and I do numpy.path, I think that should work. Yeah. So my numpy comes from Anaconda.
And for me, it's still Anaconda, yeah.
Okay. So maybe you need to change it to.
No, that's why I did it. It's changed, so. It's changed. It's on top, but.
That reason.
Did you try both case on top and below? You probably need to close your Anaconda and reopen it too, because it's gonna compile the Python path each time.
Yeah, but it was on top when I tested now, so it.
Or maybe try it on the below.
Below?
Yeah, I don't know why you have Anaconda in your path, but whatever. Yeah, it's outside of this tutorial.
Maybe I did it myself to be able to find Python in my path.
Not supposed to, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but this is always the pain with these paths in Windows. I hate it.
Yeah, well, why is this necessary? Have it on the.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that when you run the code that you're using your branch and not the master branch which you just installed.
Well, you can install a certain branch with pip too, but like for example, for me in simpeg, I can for example do I have it somewhere? Yeah, I can open open simpeg. I can see, okay, that I have a problem with, I don't know, in the DC. So yeah, I have a problem with a certain file, so I can see the file from simpeg, and I can make some change, import numpy on top and make some change, etc. And all the change that I'm making here, then I'm gonna see, I'm gonna be able to, because it's coming from that repository, I'm gonna be able to test them directly in my in Python. And if I make some change here, I can save. Actually, I made it to my.
No, it's still Anaconda. Maybe you even have to.
Yeah, so like here I made some change, and then I can commit that to a new branch and do the process we did before. Well, if you do it with Anaconda, you're not version control, and every time you do an update, it's gonna be erased.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're not branch, you're not following, and you cannot update and merge master, etc. Like this is really for the developer side. If you're just a user, you don't care about all of that. Like if you're not a developer, you don't care about the whole tutorial of today.
So I'm still not on the right address. But
And
might be that we have to restart the computer to set these environmental.
No, it just you need to rerun the terminal, but not the.
That's what I did.
But not the full thing. And I just don't know why you have an account.
Maybe I should just remove that.
Just remove, like copy paste it somewhere and remove it just to try. And if things are not working, we'll put it back. But yeah, after that it's like computer per computer and depending on how you install things, I guess. But Python path is where you should put that thing. And yeah, for the Python path, you probably need to completely close your Anaconda and relaunch it if you modify it.
It's also strange that I can't run Python from the command window.
Yeah, that's also weird, but I think this is past the tutorial thing.
No, it doesn't change anything. But it's maybe because I do it through Anaconda. Like I launched Spider in Anaconda. So it's using the syntax that is going, I don't know. It's going at the library of Anaconda and then find the syntax.
I have no idea this right now. I don't. Yeah, like it's weird. You cannot run it from terminal. And Anaconda, you should look at Python pass too. But I mean, I use Anaconda. I just don't use their graphic interface.
I can edit right now, but nothing changed.
What did you do now? You managed to have the right path?
Well, I think I can make a new math now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But before, when I just pressed search and then pressed environment variables, then I couldn't. But then,
So
then if I type in
yeah.
advanced settings, and then I go to environment variables,
Yeah.
then I can change. But I don't see what's different. It's the same window.
Or maybe one last thing in Source 3.2, you made some change to a file, but you realize that you screwed up, it's not right, and you have not committed yet. You just can do right click and do discard, and that will erase all the change you made and put it back to the original version.
So what should I call it?
Python pass, yes. All in lowercase, in uppercase. Sorry.
Oh. And should it have any value?
Yeah, like the pass you want to add.
Oh.
Like this is what mine looked like, for example.
Okay. So I should find the same value. And now I have it, I should import. And I have it, I should do that import. So.
Yeah, so you need to click OK on everything. And if you were already running like a window, for example, like this, you need to completely close it and relaunch the program. So because when you launch it, it's gonna load the value of Python pass. But if you change Python pass but still running the program, it's just not gonna update.
The command was import something.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you need to start with a Python command, yeah.
Some reason it doesn't want to go. I don't know. Just maybe restart everything.
Yeah, after that, it's just a Google case. It's just like, well,
If you start messing with those things, you can break a lot too with these paths.
Yeah, but if you mess with Python pass, you have nothing in it. It's probably not gonna. If you were messing with your pass, just not Python pass, but pass, then that would be bad. And you were saying it was for the users to not the system variable, so I have no idea why this is different.
Yeah, I know
my
the
guess
Python part to the system, but it doesn't change anything either.
Yeah, well, it's just weird that you have two Python paths and two. Yeah.
You don't have any Python part in your user. Maybe
No.
I should remove it there.
Yeah, just a system variable. But I guess my guess is that you have like your Python path for user is just for you, as a user, and the system variable is across all users. That's my best right now. But I don't know much fast about that.
Like this.
So
Getting syntax is not defined.
did you type with a lower and I and uppercase as normal?
So it imported font.
No, your import didn't work. You don't have a you don't have the discretize package in the stores. Did you use Simplex or discretize before that computer?
Oh, so this is because I cloned it in my.
That's different. Like the discretize is a different package.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
If you
I was just using it on Jupyter, but I guess I don't have it.
what if you try import discretize right now? Okay. Discretize.path again. Okay, so this is going.
So it's in
But your baseline is just that we have to try to make sure that the path changes to this one and not the one which is with Anaconda.
Yes, exactly.
Right now I don't manage it. I'll do my restart first to the computer and then see what I can do.
Where are you? No, that's the way.
Oh, I think because I did install syntax, but I didn't install discretize.
Oh, yeah, you had a very old version of discretize, so that might have been why. So, Python.
That's typical. When you need to go fast, then start doing such stupid things.
Actually, is loaded. Well, it says 36% of actually.
Yeah,
Loading.
I think to be
Done.
French way.
Done. Oh, do you have?
It doesn't work actually.
It is, but it's very archaic kind of word.
Have you installed Visual Studio to make discretize work too with the C team? Because it says yelling at you for the C side.
No, I did. Back when Vigid was having problems with syntax.
Okay.
I think it's because he didn't have that, but then I didn't have that.
Okay, so
Or via Studio code.
yeah, okay, I'm just gonna try to read on them because definitely the update was big, so like the C code was not working anymore.
But it was just.
That's what you were doing before?
Well, I was using the Anaconda prompt.
Oh yes, okay. So you don't have Python 2 in your normal prompt. That's so weird. I don't know. Why? Why? Good.
Yeah, I mean, I just used Anaconda for.
This one I don't use sequence code maybe.
No.
I calculated so many so complicated. That's That's the price for modularity and capabilities.
So you have all these pieces and you're not sure what.
Yeah, I know what's changed. I'm not sure what the way of doing it. Yeah. Is there anything to do with side of things for you? No? That's the one we saw.
I'm not sure what the difference is. All right, yeah. That's all visuals do.
This is a nice
Oh, it's fun.
I don't know what else is.
I didn't know it was a demo.
Something.
This is stupid stuff, but it's crucial. You know, if you have to
Oh, yeah.
spend the day on trying to set your paths, then you should probably write down what we did now when we find it.
I'm gonna stop the broadcast now.